big win for Big Blue, taking down the Chicago Bears 22-16. And now we bring in our one of our favorite former Giants, former linebacker, Super Bowl champion. Thanks to our friends at KDO Burns, Byron Hunt. Byron, how you doing today, brother?
I am doing great, guys. What a victory. And when I say victory, you know what I mean. At this point in the season, you just need to put those W's up, baby, any way you can get them. It don't matter if your kicker can't make any extra points. It don't matter if your defense can't hold a team to a shutout. It don't matter if your coach is having problems calling the plays. It doesn't matter at this point. You just gotta win, baby. You gotta win. And yes, it was ugly looking, one of the oldest rivalries in the NFL. The Giants, the Bears, cold, blistery, windy, and the Giants just gotta win. One of two teams, guys. Two teams. There's only three teams out there that's having this kind of winning streak. Of course, you got the Dallas Cowboys, who, like you say, the Giants got to stay within sniffing distance of them, and they did. Mm-hmm. And you got the Miami Dolphins, and you got the New York Football Giants. 5 in a row. These three teams are rolling better than any team in the NFL.
Byron Hunt channeling his inner late Al Davis. Levack's wearing his Raider hat right now. Just win, baby. But Byron, one thing we brought up earlier on the show is we saw an NFL record for missed extra points, 12, and we're having kickers decide games now. Go back to your playing days. What was the kicker even doing during practice? Did you guys even have a relationship with who was kicking on your team? This guy's deciding the game?
Hey, guys, the kickers doing practice, they do everything you can imagine. But I'm going to tell you guys, they run routes, for, when the defense is going through their adjustments, they'll get the kickers out there to run routes. And this is what we used to do. Bill Belichick used to have guys, Dave Jennings, Raul Allegre, Ali Halashik, all these different guys running pass routes, to kind of get a defense a show of what's happening, because the kickers have the easiest job. And matter of fact, I've heard coaches recently, actually Brian Billick says, kickers are not football players. So let's not get them confused with football players. Right. Yes, they're out there in uniform. Yes, they have on their helmets. But can they make a simple extra point? I'm going to say, hell, maybe.
Byron Hunt with us on 104.5 The T. Levack and guys. Thanks to our friends at KDO Burns. So, Byron, do you like that they have any say in it? Like, would you prefer that it went back to the way it was, where it was automatic extra points?
Well, I think a lot of coaches would like it to go back the way it used to be, because we're seeing how not only is it difficult to make an extra point for some of the kickers, but it's also difficult for offenses to get 2 points.
Right.
So you can't, that the whole situation, like the dang if you do, dang if you don't. I mean, these cold weather games, and the Giants are going to have a lot of them coming up. And some of these teams are going to have to go on the road in cold weather. Some of these teams play in cold weather. That's football. It's not the same in cold weather. I don't care what anybody tells you. The football in cold weather, you don't know exactly what's going to happen. I think coaches would love to have that automatic. Okay, and I think, for the most part, the kickers would love for it to be closer. But if you're on the opposing end, and I don't know how many of these games are won and lost, and I haven't went back and figured out how many of these games are actually won and lost by 1 point, but you notice that there are a lot of these close games. And coming down the stretch, guys, we're in the environment right now. Yes, we got past that halfway point, and before you get what I call in the thick of that playoff run, you got these 3-4 games Giants got next week. They got Cleveland. They got Cowboys coming to town down the road, which is got a big game. They got the Lions. They're going to have to play in Detroit. Thank God Detroit is indoors. But they're going to have to be able to win these games. And let me tell you, the kickers are going to be deciding factors. I mean, just look at these games, guys.
Yeah.
These games, I mean, they are going to be close down the stretch. There's really nobody. I mean, if you say there's anybody running away with the league this year, nobody's undefeated. The Patriots, the team that I love almost as much as I love the New York Football Giants, they have lost. Okay, so the Cowboys, we say they look unbeatable. I don't know if they are, but the only team that has beat them got a chance to beat them again here late in the season, coming in 2 or 3 weeks down the road. So, yes, I think coaches would like to have it to be automatic. But, as you can see, it's as far from being automatic as you can imagine.
Byron, let's talk about Jason Pierre-Paul, a guy who goes out on Sunday, has 2.5 sacks. He's doing it with basically 7.5 fingers. Can you explain how difficult that is to still have success in the NFL with the limitations he's playing with?
Well, I think what has happened is Jason Pierre-Paul, who has ability. God, this guy is a tremendous athlete. I mean, and when I tell you, it's one thing to be a tremendous athlete. It's another thing to play all out. And if you look at Jason Pierre-Paul on the field, and I think it's finally rubbing off on Vernon, because Vernon has picked his game up. Jason Pierre-Paul, that guy plays hard every play. I think it's rubbing off on Vernon because Vernon is now playing hard. He's getting, I'm not going to say all the money that he deserves, but he is picking it up to the point where he is now playing. And I think it rubs off on it. And this is what I've seen with the Giants defense is that when you win and you play all out, you have players that you're looking across the huddle from, or you're lining up right beside, and they're going all out. You see it on the film. The coaches see it. They point it out on the film. Hey, we need everybody playing like this guy. I think what we're seeing from that New York Giants defense, yes, that Giant defense is not great, but let me tell you, they are all over the football, and the guy you're going to see on point most of the time is Jason Pierre-Paul and Collins. I'm going to put those two guys. I point those two guys out. And K.O. Burns, give those two guys a drink on me because they're playing all out.
Byron Hunt with us. Thanks to our friends at K.O. Burns. Great place to watch all the UFC pay-per-views. Byron, I got to ask you this. The boogeyman for me right now is the Cleveland Browns. I know they're terrible, but I don't think they're going to go through the year completely defeated. If you're the Giants, are you a little bit worried that you're going to give them their one win?
Well, let me tell you, this is still the New York Football Giants. This is still, in my opinion, the biggest, when I say quote-unquote, market team in the NFL, and they have a quarterback that has won 2 Super Bowls. I mean, there's only a few. You got Eli Manning that has won 2 Super Bowls. You have Big Ben from Pittsburgh who has won 2 Super Bowls. Other than that,
Tom Brady.
Yeah, you got Tom Brady. But you know what I'm talking about. You point to those 3 teams, every team is going to get up for the New York Football Giants. They're going to say, and the coaches are going to say, hey, these teams have won Super Bowl champions, 2 Super Bowl championships. Some of these teams have won more than 1 Super Bowl championships. We can beat these teams. That will make our season. So let me tell you, don't you ever think in Cleveland, which the Giants have to go to Cleveland, they are going to be fired up because they're playing a 2-time Super Bowl champion, MVP, Eli Manning. So you know you're going to get their best game.
Byron Hunt, man, we appreciate you. You help us get all fired up and ready for Giants football. Thanks to our friends at K.O. Burns.
And let me tell you guys, the Giants they got to continue to win because we see what the Cowboys are doing.
Yeah.
The Cowboys are racking up those wins, and the only other team, Miami Dolphins. And let me tell you guys, these wins, I don't know if the Giants are going to be able to win out, but it's sure looking pretty good right now.
Woo. That would be something to see. Byron, we love you, brother. Have a good weekend or week, and we'll see you next Monday.
And guys, I heard Monday Night Football was on tonight.
Oh, yeah, Mexico City. The Oakland Raiders and the Houston Texans.
Man, the Raiders in Mexico City.
I'm a little scared.
I don't know. I mean, you know what? I was going to say something, but I'm going to keep it clean, guys. I'll see you next Monday.
All right, Byron. We love you, man. Have a good one.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.